Good evening, everybody. It's Andrew Field, and here's your weekly news. The U.S. hasn't been having that great of a time lately. The longest government shutdown, as I said, continues, and it's day 27. We have no clear indication on when it's going to end, and because President Trump and the Democrats won't seem to back down, the Senate and House of Representatives don't seem like they're going to work on anything together to end it either. And it's just going into chaos. And there's a lot of bad side effects coming from this U.S. government shutdown, such as the Coast Guard not getting paid. Trump called 50,000 people back to work unpaid. Um, it's really hurting the economy and many other things, and it's just a big, huge, disgusting issue right now, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. But at least we're not alone. I mean, it's not a good thing to say, but the UK, our greatest ally, is with us because a big thing that's been going on with them is Brexit. They barely voted to leave the European Union in 2016, and um, they're having a tough time because the British Prime Minister Theresa May just suffered the worst loss in Parliament um, in history by her. She has made a plan for the past 2.5 years about how to leave the European Union, and it got trashed by over 230 votes, which is just crazy. And they're supposed to have like the plan and everything ready by March because it's already been like 2.5 years. And so it'd be a complete disaster if they went without a plan, and it doesn't seem like they're gonna be able to make a plan because there's Britain's so divided on the issue of how to do it or not and what they're gonna do. And I personally think that it would be a bad idea to leave the European Union, but Great Britain has already spoken, and the majority of people, at least that voted, said that they would want to leave. So that's up to Britain. And hmm, let me think. Who would be the person that would like the UK and the USA, the two most prominent um, democracies in the world, to be failing right now? Oh yeah, Russia. Well, let's see. Partly because people say that, well, news articles say that Putin hacked not only the 2016 election here in America, but also the 2016 election in Great Britain, and that's very scary to say. And along with that, Trump has seemed to be a great Russian ally, and there's two stories that have come out recently. One saying that Trump has hid info on his talks with Putin, even at one point throwing away the notes of an interpreter so members of his own administration don't hear about it. And then another article was saying that Trump was a Russian agent after firing James Comey, and the government was so worried about it that the FBI filed an investigation in that saying that to figure out if he wasn't a Russian agent or not. And he had announced over the weekend to say that he wasn't a Russian agent. And if you think about it, that's crazy that the President of the United States has to clarify that he's not a Russian agent. But I guess that's the times we're in right now. In other news, the Pentagon seeks missile defense expansion, and the government shutdown also makes hacking the government easier, along with um, imports not getting through customs. And there's been a little, argument going on uh, between Trump and Pelosi. Trump, Pelosi, and Schumer have met a couple times, and nothing really has been going on. And Pelosi, rightly so, tells Trump that he shouldn't have his State of the Union address soon if the government's still in shutdown. Because what are you supposed to say? Like how the union, the government, is doing so well when we're in a shutdown that could last a long time. And because of that, he got mad and canceled her foreign trips. And I mean, that's kind of stupid. It's just his way of getting back, but she actually had a reason. She sent him a letter saying that for security concerns, you shouldn't be like having this address when the government could be still shut down. Um, and he tried to bypass Pelosi, but with meeting Democrats for lunch, and none of them showed. So that was pretty great, also. And Trump welcomed the Clemson team after they beat Alabama, the college championship game, and because the government shut down, he served them a bunch of fast food. One of the people like thought that he was joking, but he wasn't. And yeah, it was pretty funny. And then he misspelled on Twitter again. But in Syria, there was an ISIS attack that killed Americans in Syria, and that's just as um, Americans were pulling out of Syria. So I was wondering if Trump responded to that, but I didn't see that he did. And then seeds sprouted on the moon after the Chinese landed on the moon. I think they were able to plant seeds on the moon, and that's like the first step towards lunar colony. And then Steve King, representative in Congress, said white supremacist remarks. Um, Trump says that his humanitarian crisis wasn't a national emergency anymore. Netflix raises subscription prices. Um, there's a lot going on right now. Let's see. Oh yeah. Along with that, most of America blames Trump for the shutdown, and his poll numbers are sinking. And yeah, so there's a lot of polls going on in America right now because of this government shutdown. And I think that, we've had a lot of, we've had some protests, national wide protests on great things like women's rights and gun violence. And I think that we have to have a protest on this government shutdown because it doesn't seem like anything's going to end soon. And it seems like that's the best way to get this to end is the whole country standing up and speaking out. Maybe, just maybe, that putting that threat on the Republicans in the Senate could force them to work a deal with the House of Representatives because I don't think they're liking this any either, and because a lot of Republicans have asked Trump to like end this shutdown, he won't because backing down. I mean, he's sticking on his bet of trying to get this wall done. That's never gonna happen, especially with the Democratic House. But um, yeah, I know. It doesn't I'm not talking about violent protests, just standing up and marching in DC, all the major cities. I think that would be our best bet. Because a couple Republicans were saying that like for this government shutdown to end, it's gonna take like people complaining about all of the flight problems that would be going on. Um, and I have a message for the president. Mr. President, I know I have criticized you, and you may not want to hear from me, and you probably won't watch this anyway, but if you do end up hearing this, I hope to let you know that this is bad for everybody. This is bad for you, this is bad for Democrats, Republicans alike, and it's bad for our country. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers are trying to get by and aren't getting paid. This has massive effects to the economy, which is the main reason people voted for you, and this is going to be a big loss for you anyway. Your poll numbers are shrinking. Most of the people blame you, and they'll 55%. The other 45% just didn't watch the video clip that you said on December 11th when you met with Schumer and Pelosi, saying that you would not blame the Democrats and you would take responsibility, which you did not. But seeing all of this go on, and if you do feel for America and you want the best for this country, you would stop this government shutdown. You would try to have your talks for the border without holding the government hostage. And I believe that the best course of action would be to either give this wall charade up or just continue the talks without shutting the government down and getting some more people by your side, because it's hurting everyone and it's really bad for our country. So please, from the bottom of my heart, please stop this government shutdown. It's not worth it. 27 days should prove that. But yeah, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and to see more content, because I will be posting more. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night. Goodbye.